Hey, my name is Ryan Godoy, and I make horror movies. The biggest challenge with Knock Knock was shooting the entire film on a living room set. The location I'm in right now is not a living room in a house. It's really just a wall with a window and a bunch of living room furniture. Imagine that you're walking around IKEA and you see all the different setups of different types of rooms. That's kind of like what we're dealing with here. And so I wanted to see what I could do with just one actor, the living room set, and this window. So I wrote something up that could fit. One of the cool things about working on set is that you don't have to worry about the time of day changing or your lighting getting messed up. But then the challenge becomes you have to light the window and create the daylight yourself. Or in this case, I was trying to create moonlight. And for that, I just threw a 120D, an aperture 120D on a C-stand, blasted it into the window, and I threw a fake plant in front of it just to give a little bit of shadow, obscure the light a little bit, and some diffusion. Who knows? Another challenge with shooting on this set was that I could not point the camera outside the window when the curtains were open. And so you'll see a lot that I avoid this by shooting from the side, or I shoot from outside of the window pointing in and just do my best to not show too much. This posed a problem for the end of the film where the scare that happens kind of needs the camera to be pointing towards the window. The way I overcame this is I draped black cloth on the wall on the outside of the window, hoping that it would just look like the outside not well lit. It wasn't my favorite and it kind of messed me up, but got it done anyway. And because of where the black cloth was draped, the angle that I could shoot at was kind of limited because if I went any lower, I'd start seeing the ceiling, which I was not able to put black cloth on and just didn't have the time to rig something up. So the angle for the final scare isn't my favorite either, but it was in the perfect spot to where there wouldn't be any walls showing, so it's what I went with.
What are you working on?
Just framing up a slightly farther away shot to make Prem seem small and meaningless.
I think shooting a short film with these kind of restrictions is kind of cool, kind of fun. It makes you make decisions on the fly real quick, and it makes you not be overly precious with everything because there were only so many options I could take to avoid seeing the rest of the room. It wasn't like I had a million angles to choose from. I really, if I moved an inch this way, I would see a light stand and a counter that doesn't belong in a living room. Or if I moved an inch this way, I'd see where the paint doesn't continue on this living room set. And so with those restrictions, I was able to not overthink everything. Another thing that I took away from this short film is that my creatures or my monsters in the film, it feels like I want to up that production value a little bit more because right now I'm trying to hide it or maybe downplay it and say, don't look too close at that. It's not good. And although having your creature shrouded in darkness isn't necessarily a bad thing in horror, it feels like it could be better. It's like I'm trying to hide the punchline of a joke.
There's our monster.
Telling a joke is a lot like setting up a scare. You got the setup, you got the punchline. And right now I'm trying to say, don't look too close at the punchline, which I don't think that would work well in comedy, and I don't think it's working too well in my horror films. And so that's something I hope to improve in the future.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks for watching the making of Knock Knock. If you want to see my other films, check out the YouTube channel. Consider subscribing and have fun.
This is the way. I just need to get this wall up to the ceiling.